The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
Welcome back to the show. Please become a David Pakman Show member at davidpakman.com/membership. We're mostly supported by individual memberships. We're talking about pennies a day, a whole bunch of great benefits, including the bonus show hosted and produced by Louis Motamedi, and plenty more. davidpakman.com/membership. Ronald Post is a death row inmate in Ohio who weighs at least 480 pounds, and he wants his upcoming execution to be delayed, saying his weight could lead to a torturous and lingering death. The argument being made is when he's had medical procedures, it's been very difficult to actually fit him with the needle and to find a vein, and that when this happens, and there is evidence of it happening with other executions with overweight individuals, that it can become a very painful and drawn-out process, psychologically damaging, so on and so forth. What do you think?
I think weighing 480 pounds is clearly a torturous and lingering death.
So you think just the fact that he's already in this case shouldn't delay a... Now, let's be clear. I'm against the death penalty. I'm against the death penalty even existing for a number of reasons we've talked about on the show many, many times.
Right.
Not really the conversation I'm looking to have
Putting that aside.
Putting that aside, the question is, if you have the death penalty, is it legitimate to delay the death penalty because of someone's being overweight, which might cause the putting to death of them to be different in some way than of a normal weight person?
There was one instance in which someone was going to be hung, and the weight was a factor there. That's
right. In fact, I have that story here. There's an individual here who was, in 1994 in Washington State, Mitchell Roop was convicted, and he weighed more than 400 pounds. And the judge agreed that he was too heavy to hang because of his weight. There was risk of decapitation. So it would be considered cruel and unusual punishment. Hanging someone without decapitating them in order to kill them is probably also pretty cruel and unusual, but apparently that didn't meet the state standard. Yeah, this day and age it's not it's still considered. Okay, so yeah, that's an example also. I don't know what the barometer should be. On the one hand, and again, I want to say again, I'm against the death penalty. If the person is to be put to death, does being overweight prevent them from having that happen? Although realistically, it's more likely they would die because of a heart attack in the longer term. I don't know. Can't the prison limit how much he eats? It says that because of his severe depression, he hasn't been able to limit the amount that he eats. Doesn't the prison very closely control meals that prisoners get?
Yes, but it's also very common for prisons to load people up on very high-fat food.
Yeah.
How about we get him some antidepressants, get him on an organic whole foods diet, stretch it out a couple of years, get him into really tip-top shape, and then kill him.
There we go.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he wants.
It would be even more expensive for the state. Sounds about right, as we know. Death penalty, very, very expensive.
Putting aside the fact that we don't think there should be a death penalty, in this situation, let's stick the needle in him.
You think so?
Like that.
And you're saying, in other words, being against the death penalty, you just don't see that much of a difference in doing it right now versus with someone who's of normal weight.
I'm saying if it's going to happen anyway, he's just trying to buy time. Just do it. Just get it over with.
All right, there we go. And again, to be completely clear, we don't agree that the death penalty should even be used.
Right.
Just want to point one thing out.
Yeah.
Someone on the stream is writing to that we should get this guy a firing squad. And I was actually thinking the exact same thing. This would be avoided with a firing squad.
Yes, it would.
But I don't know if that is even legal.
They don't. I think maybe Utah has that still. I don't know.
Probably Texas.
Maybe I'm wrong about that.